as you may have noticed, I got a drone and I'm pretty excited about that. I had one once a couple of years ago, and during the pandemic I ended up selling it because I needed money. So was able to get another one here recently, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm determined to not sell this one. I'm gonna try to hang on to it because I feel like it would be a real asset to the YouTube channel, and also because I actually think it's really cool to see things from that perspective. So I'm excited to start bringing it with me everywhere, and of course there are a lot of places where drones are not allowed to fly, or that there's private property around, and so I'll definitely be limited as far as where I'll be able to use it. And drones are illegal in wilderness areas, so definitely going to be paying attention to that, and won't be able to use it everywhere we go, but it will be a nice addition to those places where it is allowed. And we're getting ready to go back up to the Midwest for Christmas, and I'm getting kind of excited to use it up there because the last drone I had, I did use it up there, and it's pretty special to be able to see the hardwood forests from up above, and I'm excited to do that again. Also, this drone that I've got now, it's different than the drone that I had before, and it has a few new features. It has an active track feature where it will actually follow me and I don't have to do anything. So the dogs and I can walk the bluff road or walk to the lake or wherever, and the drone can be following us, and I don't have to have my face in the controllers the whole time. I can focus on the dogs and keep track of them and all of that. So I'm excited to use that feature. It also has obstacle avoidance, so in some modes that actually is disabled, but I think in active track it seemed to be enabled. It wouldn't land on my hand. I kept trying to stick my hand out. I don't know how people do that. I've seen it done before. Apparently you have to turn off obstacle avoidance though, or have it in a different mode, because it kept telling me every time I stuck my hand out for it to land on my hand, it kept telling me that there was an obstacle beneath it, and it would lift back up. So apparently obstacle avoidance works pretty well. It's kind of muddy out where I am right now, and I didn't want it to land in the mud, so I was trying to see if I could get it to land on my hand, and I couldn't. I'll have to figure that out later. So I got a DJI Mini 3 Pro, and apparently there is some issue with the version I got was with the DJI remote control, which has a built-in screen. You don't have to connect your phone to it, which is really nice. Where I was going with this is there is apparently an issue with the screen on that remote blacking out, and I had that issue with the first one that I bought. I took it out. I actually drove a little over an hour outside of town to the edge of the Cap Rock because I was excited to fly the drone over the edge of the Cap Rock, and I couldn't get the remote to respond. The screen, it turned on for a few minutes, and then the screen blacked out and I couldn't get it to do anything. And I kept messing with it. I Googled it, and nobody seemed to have the same issue that I had. So I ended up just taking it back to the store and exchanging it. The second one seems to work well. Fingers crossed that it stays that way. But I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to add that to the gear bag. I keep saying I'm not a gearhead, and then I keep proving myself wrong. I just think it will add a lot to the channel, and I have decided to put a little more effort into the channel. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that I've been kind of on the fence about it, but I do think that it would be worth sharing some of the places that I see with you all, and especially those who maybe can't see them for themselves. So I have decided to put more effort into the YouTube channel, thus getting the drone, and I feel like that's a good investment for what I'm doing. So looking forward to more drone footage in the videos in the future, but also some of the same stuff that I've been doing. So I just wanted to say I have decided, like I said, to go kind of all in with the channel and try to put more effort and time into it and learn some skills. I don't have a really great mic system yet, but I'm gonna work on that. But anyway, I'm also working on creating a YouTube studio setup in my studio at home, because I figure that during the times that I can't get out and take any trips, that I can do some studio videos about gear that I use, and maybe some tips about backpacking and hiking with dogs, backpacking in general, things like that. If there are specific reasons that you follow outdoor channels like this, I would love to hear them. Drop them in the comments. I'm just curious what benefit you all get out of channels like this. I can't promise that I can offer you those things, but I certainly will try to offer something of value. So I was going to do a gift guide video, a Christmas gift guide for backpackers or those who backpack with dogs, something of that sort. But you know what I think what I would really like to say on that subject, because I've had this experience and it was so meaningful to me, I'm just going to say I feel like the greatest gift you can give someone is the gift of experiencing, you know, a deep wilderness backpacking trip, or even just anything outside, away from technology, away from the noise of everyday life, and just the time spent with someone in nature, in the outdoors, I feel like is one of the best gifts that you could give somebody. And the reason I say that is because I've been looking back on my experience outdoors, and most of it has been spent alone. It's been solitary, me and the dogs, or just me, for most of my life. I grew up in a really rural area, and so of course there weren't very many other people to do things with. So, you know, much of my life, the things that I did by myself or with family. But even as I went into college, you know, I majored in music. Pretty much throughout my music career, there were very few people who were actually interested in things like wilderness backpacking and things like that. So it wasn't until I moved to Lubbock, actually, that I had a couple of friends who expressed interest, and I started taking people with me on my outdoor camping excursions and backpacking and hiking excursions, things like that. And you know, when I first started doing it, it was really weird for me, because I'm used to being out there alone. I'm not used to talking to people when I'm out there. And so it was really kind of awkward for me at first, and I didn't know if I liked it. And over time, I found that it was just as much a gift to me as it was a gift to the people going with me. Like I wanted to do that for people. I felt like that was me giving them something. I don't know if they felt that way. I think at least a couple have, because I've gotten thank you notes from people I've taken out backpacking. But I just want to say how much, in hindsight, like just looking back on those experiences, how much I got out of that. And I don't think I realized the significance of it until I got my first thank you card from someone, just expressing the amount of trust that was involved in taking this person out backpacking on a multi-day wilderness backpacking trip, and how amazing the experience in general was. So I guess what I'm saying is, I think there's more to gift giving this time of year than, you know, giving the gift of gear. Yes, that's important. You need gear to be able to go out and do this stuff. And I have often outfitted my friends who didn't have gear in order that they could come with me. So gear is important, yes, and having gear that makes the experience safe and more comfortable for people is important. But simple experiences outdoors, you know, it doesn't have to be anything really crazy. It's time spent with somebody in the outdoors, having these experiences together, sharing these experiences together. So as you go into the Christmas season and you're maybe thinking about last minute gifts that you can give people, just consider the gift of time, because it's very meaningful. And especially time spent outdoors in nature, just enjoying, you know, quiet time together in nature, I feel like is an invaluable gift that you can give someone. So keep that in mind as we go into the holiday season. And I wish you all well. I will definitely be putting out some more videos as I head up north and have some scenery to offer you guys, aside from barren cotton fields. But yeah, so look for more coming from the channel in the future. I hope you all are safe and doing well. And hopefully I'll have another video coming out in the next week or week and a half. So until then, be well, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.